Imagine quitting your job to chase your dreams. It's something most of us can only dream about. But a West Ada special education teacher, she did just that. At 29 years old, Kendall Peake is the young woman behind Belong Co., a local nonprofit dedicated to creating a social network and jobs for adults with disabilities. And she is our 7's hero.
So, right out of Boise State College, I taught special ed for 3 years in the West Ada School District. I taught students from freshman year all the way up to age 21. And as a lot of people know, once you hit 21 in public schools and special ed, you age out of those programs and transition into adulthood. I was just pretty disheartened with the lack of resources in Boise, and it was hard for me to encourage these parents that were filled with fear and anxiety about the what's next question.
Kendall Peake decided to take a risk, leave special education, and start her own nonprofit to help adults with disabilities in our community.
I thought to myself, hey, I'm young, I'm kind of an adrenaline junkie. I'm just gonna go for it and see what comes of it.
That's how Belong Co. was born. The mission to create social and job opportunities.
It just exploded, and we're grateful.
She started with social events and then started businesses like selling ice cream and coffee.
Because we've got a really big footprint, because we've been with our carts, our mobile carts, all across the Treasure Valley. And a lot of people know who we are just because they've seen us. Initially, all of our programs are started with grant money and donation money. Once we have the funds to get these businesses started, we're not writing grants and getting donations to keep them operable. The businesses generate enough revenue to pay for themselves.
And now, Belong Co. has an ice cream and coffee shop, a storefront on the boardwalk in Garden City, and it is beautiful.
This is Negrante by Belong. We've got ice cream on both cases, obviously espresso. We are in Garden City, right on the river. The owner of Negrante was actually one of the first people that I went to for funding back in 2022. He wanted to start simplifying his life. He closed his downtown location and his Eagle location, wanted to keep one alive in the valley, and he immediately thought of us because of that relationship. We opened this location April 4th as Belong. So we've got 15 employees with disabilities here.
Cone, a waffle cone.
Patrick was behind the counter when we stopped by.
Serving people ice cream and coffee is fun.
He's been working with Belong Co. for over 2 years. What's your favorite ice cream here?
Chocolate caramel, cake battle.
And he loves his job. You just had a bunch of kids come in.
Yep, sometimes it's slow, sometimes it goes fast.
What was it like to have all those customers?
Fantastic.
I think it's so sweet, especially with ice cream, how many young kids get to see our employees in a working role. Encouraging families and parents just to have conversations with their kids about what Belong is, what it means to be inclusive and accepting. What are your dreams for the future?
That's a good question.
What do you think your answer is?
I think I just want to be famous and try to get my own job.
Well, you're going to be famous after this.
As you can see, Patrick is thriving. And for Kendall, that's what it's all about.
That's the goal. We want them to learn workplace stamina, endurance, professionalism, so that eventually when they transition, we hope that the other employers in Boise would just welcome them in with open arms and say, wow, Belong creates really awesome, hardworking people, and we want to support them.
Kendall's big dream is now a reality.
And I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, how are we here? We're here, and we're just taking it day by day. So if money were no object, I would love a community center. I would love a thrift store. I would love to eventually move into the ResHab world and have 20 studio apartments that we can teach independent life skills at as well.
Kendall Peake isn't done yet.
It just exploded, and we're grateful. So it's very humbling for sure.
7's hero. Isn't she incredible? Kendall is quickly becoming one of my favorite people. It is open 7 days a week through the summer on the boardwalk in Garden City. Look for Negranti by Belanco. Go say hi to Patrick, all of his coworkers. Get yourself a coffee or an ice cream cone. For more on Belanco and how you can follow them on social media too, because they're really fun to follow, go to this story on our website at ktvb.com.